All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are digging into a really powerful framework from Ankur Warikoo. It's all about the journey your money takes, because that path, well, it basically decides your entire financial future. We're talking about the difference between ending up poor, getting stuck in the middle class, or becoming truly rich. So let's just jump right in, because honestly, the answer to this question, it changes everything. This whole idea actually came from what Wariku calls a light bulb moment he had while reading that classic book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You know, one of those moments that just flips a switch and completely changes how you see the world. In this case, the world of money.
Okay, so to really get a handle on these paths, we've got to start with a map of our financial lives. And believe it or not, it all boils down to just four simple boxes.
And here it is. This super simple table, this is the key to everything. I mean, everything we're going to talk about comes down to how money flows between these four little squares: income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. That's it. That's the whole game. All right, now let's talk about the paths that honestly trap most people. We're going to cover two big ones here: the path of poverty and the big one, the middle class trap. But first, we need to quickly touch on that first path. And when we say poverty here, we're not talking about systemic issues. We're talking about a specific mindset, a pattern where money just comes in and flows right back out. This right here is the heart of that first path. Look at the flow. All the income you make goes straight into the expenses box. It doesn't matter if you're making a little or a lot, thousands or even millions. If your money comes in and then immediately goes right back out on stuff, parties, fancy clothes, the latest gadgets, you're on this path. It's just a constant cycle of earning to spend with absolutely nothing left to show for it. But then there's the second path. And oh boy, this is the really tricky one. This is the path that most of us are actually taught to follow. And it's a trap, a really convincing one, because it creates this powerful illusion. It makes you feel like you're winning, like you're rich, when in reality, it's keeping you completely stuck. So what's the secret to seeing the trap? It's this. This right here was the big aha moment. It's so simple. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. That's it. It's not complicated. There's no gray area. It's just that simple. And here's where the trap gets brilliant and dangerous. Society basically screams at us that these things are signs of success, right? The big house, the nice car. But if we use our new definition, what are they really? They're liabilities. Your house that you live in, it's not putting money in your pocket. You're paying a mortgage, taxes, repairs. Your car, it loses value the second you drive it off the lot and costs you money every single day. They are literally draining your wealth. So here's exactly how the middle class flow works. You take your hard-earned income and you use it to buy a liability, usually on credit. Think about it. That shiny new car you've been eyeing, it's not just a car. It's a liability that instantly spawns a whole family of new expenses. Suddenly you have loan payments, insurance, gas, maintenance. All of a sudden you have to work even harder just to pay for this thing that is worth less and less every single day. So you gotta ask, why is this trap so darn common? Why does almost everyone fall for it? Well, it boils down to one thing: a huge gap between what things look like and what they actually are. The whole trap works because of what people see versus what's really going on with your money. Think about it. On the outside, what does the world see? They see your income and your expenses, right? They see the fancy car, the big house. But what's hidden? Your assets and your liabilities. People see the car, but they don't see the mountain of debt behind it. They see the amazing vacation pics on Instagram, but they have no idea about the credit card statement that's waiting for you at home. It creates this public illusion of wealth that has nothing to do with what's actually in your bank account. Okay, so enough about the traps. Let's move on to the good stuff. The third path. Let's see how the rich build a completely different financial world for themselves. And listen, this isn't about having a trust fund. It's all about a different way of thinking and, more importantly, a different way of directing your money. This is the virtuous cycle of wealth. It's a simple but incredibly powerful four-step process. First, they take their income and use it to buy assets. Assets first, that's the key. Then, those assets start generating more income. And what do they do with that new income? They use it to buy even more assets. You see how this works? It becomes this incredible accelerating engine, a wealth-building machine, where your money is literally making more money for you while you sleep. So you're probably wondering, okay, what are these true assets you're talking about? Well, we're talking about things like stocks and mutual funds, or maybe a rental property that brings in cash every month. It could be a side business you start, or even a book you write that pays you royalties. Heck, even investing in yourself, learning new skills that increase how much you can earn, that's an asset. These are the things that fuel that wealth cycle instead of draining your tank. All right, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but where do you even begin? How do you actually start doing this? Well, remember this. You can't fix what you don't measure. So it all starts with 3 really simple, really clear steps you can take to get on the right path. Okay, step 1 is simple. Track. Become absolutely obsessed with knowing where every single rupee, every single dollar goes. Your bank statement doesn't lie. It's your new best friend. Step 2, analyze. You've got to go through that statement line by line and categorize it. Was that an expense, a payment toward a liability, or, and this is the important one, was it a purchase of a real asset? And then, step 3, this is the real game changer. Automate. You have to set up a system right now to automatically put at least 10% of your income into building assets. Do it before you can even touch it. Pay yourself first. Now look, doing all this, it's not just about budgeting and spreadsheets. It takes something deeper. It requires a complete, fundamental shift in how you think about money. You have to stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like an owner.
What's the difference? Well, the employee mindset always asks, how much can I earn? It's about trading your time for a salary. But the investor mindset, it asks a totally different question. How can my money earn more money? It's about looking for opportunities, about building systems. It's a huge shift from just earning to actually owning. And that, right there, is the core change you have to make.
And as you make that shift, keep these 4 keys in mind. First, play the long game. Nobody gets rich overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Second, check your circle. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, people who talk about ideas and growth, not people who just encourage you to spend more. Third, you need more than just financial literacy, knowing the fancy terms. You need financial intelligence, which is the wisdom to actually apply what you know. And finally, number 4, never forget, the absolute best investment you can ever make is in yourself. And just in case you think this is all easy, here's a little dose of reality from the man himself. Warwick, who admits that he knew all of this stuff when he was just 17 years old, but he didn't act on it for 15 years. For a decade and a half, he fell right into the middle-class trap. He bought the car, he took out the loans, he did the whole thing, feeling rich while actually going broke. It's just such a powerful reminder that knowing something means absolutely nothing if you don't do anything about it. So, here we are. The field is wide open. You have the map, you know the 3 paths, you even have the action plan. The only question left is, which path will your money choose? Starting right now, that choice is 100% yours to make.